session is now. Hi, we're back in the living room. This is another episode of Anime Roomy, and we'll be talking more about anime and other Japanese media today. This is our 4th episode, and the members still include myself, touch of sweet and sour yellow, Yuzu.
I'm lovely, lively pink, Sakura.
I'm your Blue Ranger Onesan Yuri.
Peppy and sunny as orange, Mikan.
Yay! So, it's the usual gang, and today we'll be hanging out and talking more about anime and playing some more games. So first, I am actually going to be talking about something I watched recently. I got into this anime called To Your Eternity. Have any of you heard of it before?
Unfortunately, no.
I haven't either.
Okay.
This is based on a manga, right?
Yeah, so I actually read the manga. I actually really liked the art, like the cover is really pretty, and then I picked it up and then I was like, oh, this might be worth a watch. So I ended up watching it. It's a really interesting story.
What sort of, is it a modern setting or fantasy or?
It's kind of fantasy, yeah. And so there's the main character is just like this thing, and then it just like transforms into like, it's a thing, okay? And then like it, whenever like stuff dies, like the first one, so it started off as like a rock, okay? And like so it just got thrown into the world and it got turned into a rock. And then like there was this like wolf or something, and then the wolf died on this rock, and then the rock turned into the wolf. And so from there, this thing learns how to become like an animal, like human, like it learns how to live. And the thing is, the Japanese title has it in the title, but it's immortal. It doesn't die. It becomes a human at one point, and then it learns that, oh, I need to eat and I need to do other stuff. And like if I fall from this cliff, I'll like, you know. So this character like learns all these different things about how to live. And I like anime and like manga that'll make me cry. Like I love stuff that makes me cry.
Yeah.
And I might just be like sensitive because when I got my friends to watch this anime, they were like, I didn't even cry. There's like nothing to cry about. But like to me, like the first couple episodes, I was like bawling. So I really liked it.
Easily too. I get it.
That's actually a great recommendation. I mean, the stuff that has made me cry while I watched it is some of the most memorable.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, anything that gets like a genuine emotional reaction like that, that's a sign that care was put into the creation of it.
So
yeah, the criers, the laughers, and the ones that make you really angry because there's just a plot twist that you absolutely can't believe. Good stuff.
So
That's such a fascinating concept. Wow.
Yeah, no, and then I watched the anime, and I think like at one point I caught up with it, and I was like, okay, I got to read the manga, right? So I picked it up, and like I read a lot like ahead, and I just like, the only thing I can say is like it's so much better. Like character meets like different people and like goes through a bunch of different experiences, learns like what being human is and living, and it just like made me so emotional.
I can see that though. Like
yeah, I think that's something that I really enjoyed watching and reading recently. And maybe if you're interested, I don't know if like that's like kind of in your area though, like in your genre that you watch though.
Yeah. Oh,
is
yeah,
it
definitely.
sound good?
With a concept that interesting, I'm definitely all in for, because not only does that sound incredibly interesting as a story for manga, which in some ways I think something like very almost metaphysical like that would be easier to convey in a manga or as like written prose. Where you can just focus on like sort of one element of the story at a time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what the protagonist being is thinking or what it's interacting with in the world. But how do you then take that and translate that into an anime? Like, what kind of voice does a thing that can become a life form?
It's really,
I'm already imagining it, and I'm really... You really piqued my interest with that.
Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I want to check it out too.
Okay,
I'm
good.
ready for an existential ride.
Sorry, Tokyo Mew Mew. How many episodes was the anime?
Oh, I have I don't remember. I just like remember just watching it all in one sitting.
Oh,
like
12 or
Looks
24.
like 20. Looks like 20.
Something.
The ones that you one shot because they're just so good you can't put down.
I love stuff that makes you cry, you know. So I was like,
It's on the list officially. Thank you.
yeah, I'm glad you actually enjoyed that. I was like talking to my friends about it, and they're like, sounds okay, but I'm glad that might have
Well, your roomies appreciated that.
my roomies.
Piquing our
Greatly.
interest.
Okay, so that was something I watched recently and want to share with everybody.
Anime Roomy.
Welcome to our corner where staff of different anime production teams answer our questions. We will be interviewing Kinoshita Tetsuya-san, a renowned anime producer. Some of his works include Attack on Titan, Yuki-in as a Hero, and Kengan Ashura. We prepared a few questions for Kinoshita-san, so without further ado, let's begin our interview.
What inspired Rolling Girls, which was very influenced by the Blue Hearts and punk music in general?
ローリングガールズはアニメオリジナルの企画として出発しておりまして、ストーリーの骨子ができた段階で、ブルーハーツの曲や歌詞との相性をすでに意識していたんです。最初からストーリーの中にブルーハーツのカバーソングが組み込まれることを前提に制作を進めてきた作品でした。ブルーハーツのポジティブでちょっと切なくて青春を感じさせる世界観がストーリーに与えた影響は大きかったと思います。
Kinoshita-san tells us that the Rolling Girls started out as an anime original project, so we already knew when we were laying out the skeleton of the story's framework at the beginning that the songs of the Blue Hearts would be very compatible with the story we were going to tell. Right from the beginning of the project, the production of the work was based on the premise that Blue Hearts cover songs would appear throughout the story and be incorporated into it. I think the Blue Hearts music has a positive, slightly sad, and very youthful worldview, which had a really great impact on the story of the anime.
For this corner, Kusakabe Ko-san, the producer of a popular hard rock band called BAND-MAID, will be answering your questions. BAND-MAID is an internationally and domestically popular band where the members rock out dressed as maids. So let's start our interview with Kusakabe-san.
How did the band get their cameo in the Netflix movie Kate?
このネットフリックスの映画ケイトですが、直接ですね、このケイトの監督から出演のオファーがありました。で、その経緯に関して言うとですね、ホームページとかにあるお問い合わせですね、インフォですね、そこからですね、メールが届いてまして、BAND-MAIDでぜひ出演してほしいというメールが来てました。当初はですね、メンバーも含めて、これ嘘なんじゃないかなと思ってましたが、実際入ってみると、本当で、なんかBAND-MAIDのことが大好きだということで、オファーを受けたという経緯です。BAND-MAIDの存在がですね、きちっと海外へ届いてるんだなと実感した印象ですね。
The director invited BAND-MAID to appear in the movie personally. As a matter of fact, he contacted them through the band's website, and at first, when they got the message, they didn't believe that it was real. But when they realized that the director had chosen to invite them personally, then it became a reality. This really served to show us that the band reaching an international audience was becoming a real, tangible thing.
Thank you so much for joining us, and make sure to stay tuned for future interviews. So in our last couple of episodes, we had a lot of fun playing this game where we have 5 cards, all with different topics, and we don't know what the topics are, and we just randomly choose and see what the topic is. And so we want to do this again for this episode. Again, we have 1 through 5. Which number should we choose this time?
I want to vote for number 5.
5? Okay, cool. So topic number 5 is... What are you into now? Oh, okay. I can. So,
Okay.
current obsessions and like any my booms recently.
Well, I just finished Omore, the game.
Please don't spoil it for me. I'm waiting for the Switch release. I want it handheld so bad.
What kind of game is it? Roughly. Role-playing, like rhythm, muso,
It's
novel.
Omori is like a...
Or is it just a whole new thing like Katamari Damacy was?
No, like it's was it RPG Maker-esque?
Cool.
You ever hear of the artist Omocat?
Yes.
So they made the game. They put out like a Indiegogo or something like that a long time ago. It's probably been about maybe 3, maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe 7. Actually, it was a long time. But they finally got the game put together and done. They had started this project back so long ago that they were promising to port it to the 3DS. And yeah, so it's people have been waiting for this game for a really long time, and like in conventions and stuff, like they would sell Omori like pins and stuff. And with the game finally out,
when it has fans before it exists, that's
yes.
Like the artist was
promising.
originally like pretty big, and then this game came out, and so I had a lot of fun playing it, and it was like it takes like roughly 20 hours minimum to finish it. I think I'm finished in like 2 to 3 days. I grinded it, but it was really fun, and I feel like it kind of reminds me of a lot of like anime that I enjoy watching about like learning about like your humanity, you know, and like your emotions, and like because I really like. Have you ever watched Kino no Tabi?
yes.
Yes.
I feel like it almost kind of reminds me of that, how it's kind of like figuring yourself out. And like, it's a game that I recommend. I think recently they also, I guess not super recently, but they released a Japanese version too. So I definitely recommend. Super into it. I've just been like replaying it, but like going through all the side quests now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's like my current obsession. I am obsessing over Omori.
I've also been obsessed with this game recently. It's called Final Fantasy 14. So I'm sure you've already heard of that, but recently...
What is Final Fantasy?
I'm sure. But so this one has been out. It's an MMORPG, but they recently released this new expansion called Endwalker. All I can say is it's really good, and I know not everybody here plays MMOs, but I would totally recommend. Like, I will, if you tell me that you're gonna get into it, I will help you grind through like all the like expansions, because like
Thank you, Yuzu senpai.
It's so
That's
fun.
so kind. Someone who will take a MMORPG newbie under their wing is like a true hero of those kinds of games.
I think that's like what makes the game so fun, because when I first started off, there were a lot of people who also just like took me under their wings and like helped me get through stuff and like get through harder content. So I think that's what like draws me so much towards MMOs, and being able to play with so many and meet so many nice people. It's really fun, and I would recommend playing that if you have time, because it's a time sucker, I'll tell you that. It's
What about you? What are your current obsessions?
Well, if it is okay that I go on to the video game tangent, I'm sad to say I'm throwing my life away to this new Pokemon game that just came out.
Oh!
I told myself I wasn't gonna buy it. And I
Too
did
late
it
for that.
anyway.
Determined
Yeah.
that is a lie.
Can I ask what your favorite Pokemon is? I feel like your favorite Pokemon like shows like a lot of your personality. So I wanted to ask.
Okay, so I have 3 mains essentially. Well, like most nostalgic would definitely have to be
Pokemon
Blaziken. And then my favorite Pokemon to get every game would definitely have to be like, oh jeez, it's always hard because I always try to get like a fire type, but I also like Aeron, like that whole 3 generation of Aeron, Lairon, and Aggron. I just like big buff boys. And I also like to get if I do any other game than Hoenn, I always like to keep my starters baby form, and then like have like a big buff team around him. Have my whole little headcanon
That's cute.
of like
That's cute.
wrong boys protecting the little baby.
That's cute.
Like the strategist.
Yeah.
And so, how's the game so far? Like,
Oh my god, it's insanely lovely. Like, I didn't know I wanted this from Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like, you play the games, and you have your opinion on which one's the best, like, right? And then, you know, you realize, like, yeah, this is like a huge step forward. Like, it's really different from like everything I've ever played, at least Pokemon-wise. And like, this is coming from a person who likes a lot of the spin-off games, like Ranger and was it Mystery Dungeon? Mystery Dungeon's like one of my favorites. My favorite
Pokemon
game.
Coliseum, man, that was my jam.
XD Gale of Darkness, that one was really good. And then like they're all so good, and like it's all based off this turn-based stuff, and it's so rudimentary, but it's so like easy to like get hooked and like love that one thing, like your favorite Pokemon or something. It's just so much fun running around and actually seeing Pokemon do things in an environment.
It's much safer to do that in Pokemon than it is to do in the outside world these days.
Like Pokemon Go. Like
So
it
that's
really
added dimension of enjoyment. I want to hear what everyone's, since we all, the Numa of choice for everybody this week was games. Who's your favorite character or monster in your game of choice?
Okay, I have to be honest with you guys. An even larger obsession I have with Omori came up first. But do you guys know Cookie Run?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cookie Run Kingdom?
Yes.
Okay. I don't play Cookie Run Kingdom. I play Cookie Run Oven Break because I'm an OG, been playing it for 3 consecutive years now. And I've had a lot of money go down the drain for those gachas, but hey.
Should have bought real cookies.
That's why I don't play Genshin. Everybody's trying to get me to play Genshin. I know better.
Oh, me too. I can't play Genshin because there's a gacha, and I know it's gonna get bad.
I'm like, it's
Cookie Run's already
$20.
doing it for me.
Who am I?
Boy.
$20 on
No.
digital stuff? Like, no.
No. You don't need Genshin Impact. Join me in Fate Ground Order instead.
Oh, I knew you were fading.
There's also A3 and there's also Mahoyaku. Have you heard of those two?
Oh yeah.
Shoot, I have to like
Collecting
look at the art to
handsome
recognize
boys.
it.
Yeah. That's my shumi. That's my hobby. I love collecting handsome boys. And actually, like your question, like your favorite character or anything in a video game, my favorite character of all time would probably be Furuichi Sakyo from A3. He's Megane Danshi and has Gappu Moe. He crosses everything. No, exactly. So I've been obsessed with them since like forever. And gacha
All the
games.
important attributes.
Yeah. So I think that was really fun. So yeah. Any like favorite characters or villains in your games, in your favorite games?
I've always been a Ciel fan throughout all the main Melty Bloods. Playing as Ciel has been the most fun. She was also my favorite character in the game that was based on Tsukihime. So I've been one away from being a Ciel main by Hisui in the new game. She's so much fun to play. Her movesets are very varied. Her animations are adorable. And since she's like a very demure maid character, her reactions like at the end of battle are like, oh my goodness, I seem to have beaten you up. I'm very sorry about it. Like, that's the kind of gap that I also enjoy. So she's adorable, she's quiet, she's cute. She will leave a hole in the shape of you in the floor. And Noel Sensei, the new character, is also like a terrible person and a wonderful character.
Ooh.
Good combo.
With a beauty mark. I'm like, that's an attribute I love.
Love a beauty mark.
Yeah, there's a Sakyo-san that I was just talking about also has a beauty mark. Like two of them, like the two on the cheek.
Oh yeah,
Those are the best. We have really good taste, huh? Everybody in this group, we have very good taste.
Don't we?
No wonder
all?
we became roomies. We are on the same wavelength.
Anime Roomy.
Okay, so even though we started off talking about like our recent obsessions and like kind of spiraled into video games, I thought that was a lot of fun. We learned about like the different games that we all like to play, and I think it's really nice to be able to talk with our roomies about like appreciating these games, and it was a lot of fun. And thanks for joining us in our little talk today about video games. And we have a website and Twitter account that you can check out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or want to talk more about video games with us, we have a hashtag at Anime Roomy, hashtag ANIMEROOMY. Yeah, thank you for joining, and we hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye, Roomy.